Game releases are really picking up in the month of August, and in today's video, I want to take a look at 10 awesome games coming to all platforms in August. Now, we're going to be looking at games that are coming to the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, PC, Xbox One. I'll clarify the platforms as we go along. Some of these games are games that have already been out, but they're making their way to new platforms, and I'll go over all of the details game by game. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And let's kick it off with arguably the most anticipated game in the month of August, and that is Control. Control is a brand new game from Remedy, the guys that also did Quantum Break and Alan Wake, and they prioritize in making these incredibly compelling single-player experiences, and Control looks to be another one in that foray. Now, this is unique in the sense that Alan Wake and Quantum Break were both released on Xbox and PC, this one also coming to the PlayStation 4, so it's great that PlayStation gamers can also get a taste of Remedy's excellent game design. Now, these games, generally speaking, aren't incredibly lengthy, but we do need more single-player narrative-focused experiences, and Control definitely offers that. And based on the gameplay we've seen thus far, it looks like it's using a lot of the gameplay fundamentals that Quantum Break also used. Unfortunately, it also seems like not a lot of people are talking about the game. While I'm saying that it's the most anticipated game in the month of August, that goes in the fact that there aren't a ton of big budget releases in August, and Control, from a personal standpoint, I'm incredibly excited for it, and those that have played Remedy's projects in the past with Alan Wake and Quantum Break, you guys are probably excited for it too. Unfortunately, with those prior two games, they haven't reached an immense level of a commercial success, and Control also being limited to the Epic Game Store on PC, I think that's going to hinder its performance a little bit on that platform, but we'll see how the game turns out as Control is scheduled for a release on August 27th. Next up, I do want to give a mention to World of Warcraft Classic. World of Warcraft is coming back, and World of Warcraft has been on a little bit of a slide recently, especially after some of the most recent expansions. It seems like the popularity of the game is just dwindling, and other MMOs are on the come up. However, World of Warcraft Classic is something that ardent fans of WoW should definitely be excited for. It recreates the game state as it was in after patch 1.12.1, and that's right before the launch of the Burning Crusade expansion. The maximum level of the player character is set to 60. All expansion content is absent, and all the gameplay mechanics of the original version have been exactly replicated. Is this what WoW needs to experience a resurgence in gaming? Maybe. We'll see how it turns out as World of Warcraft Classic is due out on August 27th. Next up, we have an incredibly compelling Nintendo Switch exclusive, and that is Astral Chain. Astral Chain is coming to you from the guys over at Platinum Games, and Platinum Games at this point is a storied game development studio. They've really made their mark over the last decade or so with games like Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, Bayonetta, and of course games like Nier Automata. Astral Chain is a Nintendo Switch exclusive, and it notes the Ark, a massive, prosperous, multicultural city, but disaster strikes when mysterious dimensional gates appear, bringing dangerous alien creatures to the Ark to attack people and corrupt the land. The Ark police form a special task force known as Neuron to face the alien threat head-on. Humanity's last chance against invasion is a special living weapon called the Legion. As a rookie Neuron officer, you and your Legion will work together to solve cases and save humankind. For me, this is one of the Nintendo Switch exclusives that I am the most excited for. I know with Nintendo platforms, it's usually associated with those big franchises and IPs that have already been established, but Astral Chain is a game that I think could end up surprising a lot of people, and it'll be dropping on August 30th. Next up, we have Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey. Now, this is an interesting release in that it will be coming in August for PC, and it will be an Epic Game Store exclusive for the time being. It will see a Steam release sometime in 2020, but with the basis of it being on the Epic Game Store, I still wanted to give it a mention. Now, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version won't be coming right away, rather that'll be coming sometime by the end of the year, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit to play this game on consoles. However, I still wanted to give it a mention because it's such a unique and compelling project coming from Panche Digital Games and being published by Private Division. The game has you survive your evolution in Neogene Africa starting 10 million years ago. Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey is a third-person open-world survival game where you explore, expand, and evolve to advance your clan to the next generation in an exciting new adventure from the creator of Assassin's Creed. Yes, so this one has a lot of potential to it. The premise is very unique. It's a very interesting action-adventure RPG with a lot of survival elements to it as well. I don't know how a game like this is going to turn out. I'm a little bit skeptical just on the basis of how off the wall it is, but just based on the premise, I have to be a little bit interested, and I'm hoping for the best when this does drop August 27th. Again, exclusively on PC on the Epic Game Store for now. The PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version will be out before the end of the year, and it will be making its way over to Steam sometime in 2020. Next up, a major game that is finally seeing its PlayStation 4 release is Black Desert Online. This has been one of the more popular MMORPGs on PC and Xbox One. Now, you have to know that this is an incredibly grindy game. You have to invest quite a bit of time into this game, so just keep that in mind. That's generally the case with a lot of MMOs. I just feel like with BDO, it's on another level. However, the game itself has a lot of strong elements. Visually, this is one of the best MMOs that you're going to look at, and its customization elements is some of the deepest that you are going to see out of an MMO, out of any game in general. And the game itself is a sandbox living world MMORPG. You'll experience fast-paced, action-packed combat, hunt monsters and huge bosses, fight with friends in a guild to siege nodes and conquer castles, train your life skills such as fishing, trading, crafting, cooking, and more. There's a lot of variety, a lot of depth to the gameplay, and it'll be exciting to see the game finally make its way over to the PlayStation 4 on August 22nd, and if you do pre-order the game, you will get access to it 2 days ahead of time. Next up, we have another game that I am personally very excited for, coming from Tokyo RPG Factory and Square Enix. We have Oninaki. Oninaki is the latest game from a studio that Square Enix established a few years ago, and a studio that did I Am Setsuna as well as Lost Sphere. Now, those games weren't necessarily perfect, they actually had quite a few issues. However, I still thought them to be relatively enjoyable JRPGs, and Oninaki looks to raise the bar a little bit, as from a technical standpoint, this one does seem to have a bigger budget and a very interesting premise. Oninaki tells the story of one watcher on a journey to protect life after death. The combat looks pretty interesting, seems to have more of an action influence to it. And Tokyo RPG Factory, what really stands them out in the Square Enix ecosystem is they're not taking 5, 6, 7 years to put out these games. They're putting out these games very consistently. I Am Setsuna released back in 2017, Lost Sphere was in 2018, and now Oninaki is being released in 2019. They have been incredibly consistent, and let's hope they can keep that momentum rolling and Oninaki can be their best game yet. We'll find out as it drops August 22nd. Next up, we have a brand new game coming from Double Fine Productions, and that is Rad. Rad is a 3D action roguelike set in a post-apocalyptic world, so humanity did not fall just once, they actually fell twice. It's a very charming game, and you play as a teenage protagonist. You must venture into the Fallow, an ever-changing radioactive wasteland filled with unknown and unspeakable creatures. Humanity's future comes at great personal cost, as the deeper you journey into the unknown lands, the more you will expose yourself to gnarly toxins which will wreak havoc on your fragile human form. The fate of the world depends on you, your trusty bat, and whatever strange new abilities you gain as the world around you ravages your body. Coming from Double Fine Productions and Bandai Namco, I think Rad is a game that could end up surprising a lot of people. We'll see how it turns out when it drops August 19th. Next up, we have another game that I think as we get closer to its release, it's gonna garner a lot more attention, and that is Remnant from the Ashes. This game is actually coming from Gunfire Games, a studio that did some work on Darksiders 3. Now, Darksiders 3 wasn't an absolute home run of a game, but I thought it was a little bit underrated, and now they're doing a very unique new game in Remnant from the Ashes, a cooperative action-adventure RPG. However, most co-op games, you might think them to be 2 players, maybe 4 players. This one is interesting in that it's 3 players, and it touts endless fantastic realms await, dynamically generated worlds that change each time you play through them, creating new maps, enemy encounters, quest opportunities, and in-world events. Each of the game's 4 unique worlds is filled with monsters, denizens, and environments that will provide fresh challenges with each playthrough. Adapt and explore or die trying. Remnant from the Ashes will be released on August 20th. Next up, an awesome RPG making the transition to the Nintendo Switch, Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark. This was a game that was released just a few months ago, back in April. It was actually released on April 30th on PC and PlayStation 4, but now it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, and this was received very, very well. An 82 on Metacritic, and if you look at the Steam reception, 186 user reviews in the last 30 days have it pegged at 95% positive, and overall, with 914 user reviews, 93% positive, just to give you guys an objective viewpoint on how gamers felt about the game. But the game itself, a very stylish turn-based tactical RPG with a focus on storytelling and strategic battles, unfold a mature story as you progress through handcrafted scenarios, controlling your own group of arbiters, with each character customizable from a wide selection of classes and abilities. If you're a fan of turn-based tactical RPGs such as Final Fantasy Tactics, this one's gonna be right up your alley. Again, it makes the transition to Nintendo Switch on August 14th. And lastly, one of From Software's early games is making a comeback with Metal Wolf Chaos XD, a modernized re-release of From Software's 2004 mech shooter with upgraded visual fidelity, refined controls and gameplay, a new save system, and 4K and 16:9 support for modern displays. From Software originally released Metal Wolf Chaos in December 2004, appearing exclusively on the original Xbox and only in Japan. The game went on to become somewhat of a legend, as it was hard to acquire and even harder to play outside of Japan, with most fans' experience of the game through YouTube videos and the occasional screenshot. Devolver Digital and From Software partnered together with developer General Arcade to modernize Metal Wolf Chaos with updates to the game, including upgraded visual fidelity, refined controls and gameplay, a new save system, and much more. Given that we don't get a lot of great mecha titles these days, Metal Wolf Chaos XD can at least fill that void. I don't imagine it'll be an absolute home run, but given the price point of $24.99, that is pretty palatable, and given that it is a From Software game, there will be that inherent interest. We'll see how it turns out when it drops August 6th. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, a lot of exciting new games are coming to all platforms next month. Let us know what games you're planning to pick up in the month of August. Are you planning on just avoiding every new release altogether, saving your money for the big releases this fall? Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.